What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome back to Apocalypse Movies, or welcome if it's your first time. This is our all superhero show, Comic Hero Talk, where we talk comic book movie news, we talk comic book TV a little bit, we talk about actual comics. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and I am joined yet again by Gio Ramos. How's it going, Gio?
Good, man. Finally talking some Justice League again. Dude.
I know, yes. We will definitely be talking about Justice League. It's our main topic, that new trailer that just dropped. Got another trailer dropping later tonight, which I'm super excited about. Star Wars The Last Jedi, actually. During Monday Night Football, so check that out when you get a chance. But we're here to talk about some superhero stuff. Like I said, we'll get into some movie news topics, some TV topics, then some comics, and then we'll do our fan casting segment where we both choose an actor or actress who we think would fit an upcoming potential superhero or supervillain role. So let's get right to the meat of it. The Justice League trailer dropped yesterday at 6 a.m. our time, and I was at work, but as soon as it popped up, I had to watch it. But I'll go ahead and give you the floor, Gio. This is your second most anticipated movie of the year.
I'm struggling with
The Last Jedi, but
I can't do that to Star Wars.
It's close for you.
It's close for me.
So how did you like this trailer?
I absolutely love this trailer, man, and that's no surprise for anyone who's been watching or checks out any of the previous podcasts or any of that kind of stuff. What this trailer first of all does is it reconfirms that Justice League is going to make its November release date, which was speculation going around the internet for some time now. Secondly, it's a lot more action packed. We see more interactions between characters.
Yes.
I mean, the hype is real, honestly. Cyborg, in the first trailer, he was somebody who people were skeptical about because the CGI and, how is that going to look? But, I mean, I'm not hearing anything now with the final trailer. And it still has a month left to, a month till it's released. I'd say about another week to touch up things.
Yeah, if they really want to.
Effects.
There's been stories of people working on movies up till the day it comes out.
Right.
So
yeah,
they could be possibly working on it still. It looks a lot better to me.
Yeah. Love how the trailer opens. I'm sure you'll talk about it too with Superman. How the sky is bright, kind of symbolizing his foreshadowing his resurrection. And how he's going to be that hopeful, optimistic Superman. So we got a little bit of Superman in there. More of Wonder Woman, just coming straight off her solo movie, kicking ass. She's going to be, for some people, the reason why they're going to watch this movie.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you there's a lot of people who weren't going to go watch Justice League, but because of Wonder Woman, now they are, because the movie was so great.
Yeah, so overall, I'm just very excited about it. I'm sure we'll get into detail about some stuff, but, it's just, I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah, we can go this. I'll give my general thoughts, and then we can go into a little bit more specific detail. I really liked this trailer. What a trailer is supposed to do is get you more excited for the film, and I'm more excited after watching this trailer because I was telling you before, one of the reasons why I love The Avengers, it's my favorite comic book movie of all time, is because at the end of the movie you get to see them all fighting together, and it's yes, I want a good plot, yes, I want good character development, yes, I want good dialogue, but when it really comes down to it, just like a comedy is supposed to make you laugh, a horror movie is supposed to scare you, superheroes, what they primarily do is fight villains. So the most exciting part of a superhero movie to me has to be the action, and the action looks incredible. That part where you see the parademons trying to get on the Batmobile, and Wonder Woman comes and cuts them, and then you see the Flash go by, and seeing Cyborg and Aquaman work together, and I love all of that stuff. I love the combo moves, everything. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us. They do it all the time in the Avengers movies with Thor and Captain America with the hammer and the shield, and Iron Man blasting off a Cap's shield. I can't wait to see that type of stuff in the Justice League movie. I know there's going to be a lot more of it. They're just giving us a little hint of it in the trailer. But yeah, overall, I really, really like the trailer. One of the main reasons why is that opening. Over the years, I've grown to love Man of Steel. It's one of my favorite comic book movies ever, and a big part of that, I mean, it's not a huge part, but one of the reasons that adds to that is the score.
Yes.
And that beautiful score that this trailer opens up with, and it's that's in the DCEU. That's what the DCEU started. It kind of is reminding people in a way, remember where this DCEU started. We're moving forward and ahead and changing things and adapting, but we're also sticking to the original vision of
Yes.
that Man of Steel started. So I think that was a little bit of a statement with the opening of that, and also a statement to the events of BVS happened. Like, just because BVS was critically like mixed received doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know, it's still there, and the events of that film affect this film. I love that opening. I loved seeing Wonder Woman. Of course, that Wonder Woman was amazing. The film and Gal Gadot as her. So I'm excited to see that, and the new characters, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman. Like, I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I forget exactly where it was on my most anticipated, but it was definitely in like the top 4. I mean, it should have been in number 2, honestly, because it's a freaking Justice League movie. But at the time, I hadn't seen Wonder Woman, and I was coming off of Suicide Squad, was the most recent DCEU film. So it's like I wasn't sure about the DCEU at the time. But as of right now, I can't freaking wait for Justice League. It looks amazing. Any other specifics in the trailer you wanted to bring up?
Well, I thought the music selection was very good. You know, We Can Be Heroes, David Bowie. You know, it's fitting. You know, these metahumans, as they call it, they can come together and be essentially heroes. That's what Bruce Wayne is trying to do. We've seen that through 3 trailers right now. I really do like the underwater with Aquaman. You know,
it looks great. You know, I didn't think about that, but the reason why I didn't think about it is because it's unnoticeable. Like, it just seems natural.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out to like, whoa, why does it look weird? Or why is he moving slow? Like, it looks how it should look, you know?
Now
I'm excited about that
he's
now.
fighting Steppenwolf underwater.
Well, and as Bruce Wayne says, divided we're weaker, or something like that.
Yeah.
It shows each of them trying to fight Steppenwolf by themselves. So we know, and that my favorite shot probably of the trailer is when Steppenwolf and Wonder Woman are fighting.
Oh yeah,
that shot looks amazing.
She
like,
has her shield.
That's
sword,
how Ares should have looked, like the fight between her and Ares, which was a disappointment for me in the movie, in the Wonder Woman film.
Sure.
But so like that just looks amazing, like that scene for sure. The special effects look on point.
Can we speculate a little bit?
Sure, of course.
So does this give you any further clues about when Superman might appear in the movie?
I have a feeling,
has your opinion
based
changed?
on the trailer, that it's gonna be a lot of visions, flashbacks, and stuff like that.
Dream sequences
for Lois Lane and for Batman. But also, I do think he's actually going to be in the movie because it's gonna be a situation where like all hope is lost. They're gonna be losing the battle, and then Superman comes and like together, all of them unite and save the day. Like, I have a feeling that's going to happen. I think he's going to be peppered in through flashbacks and dream sequences in the first and second act, and then I think he'll actually appear in the third act. I don't know how. Maybe he like has already, because at the end of BVS, right, we see the dirt rising, so he had to come out relatively soon, right? Like,
right, or some experts say it's the boom tube, something like that.
Like transporting him.
Okay,
maybe so. I'm just getting into learning about that stuff with the Mr. Miracle comics, so I don't know anything about the new guys or the boom tubes. Might be that stuff. I mean, actually, John Schnepp from Collider always mentions that too as being one of the boom tubes. But I took it as it's Superman coming back to life. So what if like he just goes into hiding and he's like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, I'm just gonna keep it low key. He goes maybe to the Fortress of Solitude and just chills, and then, no pun intended,
chills.
And then once he realizes that the world's really at stake, he comes like, I don't know, but I just think it's going to be later on in the film when he actually appears, not in a dream sequence or anything like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah, I got to be honest though, I didn't like the song selection. Not that I don't like the song itself, but I'm getting tired of every single trailer for every movie has to have like a song in it. And it's like, it works sometimes. Like, a lot of times, like, when they find a fitting song, it works really well. But if you think about it, it seems like 95% of trailers that come out today, they have to have some type of recognizable song attached to it. And it's like, it's almost like the trailers are relying on the songs to portray what the movie's supposed to be about, you know?
Sure.
But other than the song, I loved every single frame of this trailer, honestly.
Well, it's the trend now with...
definitely. It definitely is, for sure. Yeah, it's all good. All right, moving on to a different superhero universe. So, this is not 100% confirmed yet, but it was reported, I think it was last week or the week before. I gather notes throughout the weeks. There's not a lot this week. That Michelle Williams and Riz Ahmed are in talks to join the Venom spin-off film. It's almost confirmed, but I think the last report was that they're in talks. There's also another actress in talks. I forget what her name was, but she was a very lesser-known TV actress. But these two actors stand out to me. So apparently, according to Variety, Williams will play a district attorney and possibly Hardy's love interest, and there's no details on Riz Ahmed. I think these are two great castings.
Sure.
Michelle Williams is an amazing actress. If you've seen Manchester by the Sea, she was in that film. She was amazing, even though that movie's freaking hard to watch. She's part of the reason why, because she's so devastated in that film, and she was nominated for Best Actress. You get an Academy Award nominated actor in there. That's amazing. So that's great. I don't mind it, but it's like, I hope she's not just all right, we have a male lead, he has to have a female love interest. Like, I hope it's not that situation. If she's her own solid, strong character, that's great. We don't know. We have no idea who Riz Ahmed is playing. I mean, I don't think they would do. What if he's playing Carnage? That I wouldn't mind that. Talk about, first of all, giving making diversity, like giving someone who's not just a white male lead a role, a significant role.
Right.
That would be interesting. I could see them in the cell together, because that's what happens. The symbiote breaks off of Eddie Brock, parts of it breaks off Venom and latches onto Cletus Cassidy. What's his name? Something like
Cletus
that.
Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy, who's a serial killer. So in turn, Carnage becomes this maniac symbiote figure. That's possible, and maybe that's why they're not announcing it.
Could be.
I wouldn't mind that, because you're giving this lesser known actor this huge opportunity. I mean, he was in Star Wars Rogue One, obviously. Right. He was in a very popular TV show on HBO, I believe.
The Nightman.
Yeah, or was it The Night Before, or something like that?
The Night Before, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like he hasn't got the opportunities. He definitely has, but this would be huge for him. But it could be. I mean, he wouldn't be my first choice for Carnage, but I never thought about that until now. So, Gio, how do you feel about these two potential castings for the Venom film?
Well, I mean, like you said, it's never a bad thing to bring on talent. I haven't seen Manchester by the Sea yet, but I believe the hype, when they say
she was good.
She was really good. Make that movie. Riz Ahmed, it's not his fault, but I thought he was a little disappointing in Rogue One. It's subjective.
It's not his fault, and who knows, after they changed the film, what the editing did to his character and stuff like that.
Right.
He wasn't my favorite character. He wasn't even near my favorite character.
Right, but there was a lot of hype because he came off a great indie performance in Nightcrawler.
He was amazing in Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Like, going toe-to-toe with Jake Gyllenhaal, like, when Jake Gyllenhaal was at his best.
I want to see him have that same volume of screen time and dialogue with Tom Hardy. Dude, because I think he can do it.
I could see him playing Carnage, honestly. I think that's a big possibility.
I'm sure he can go crazy. Yeah. So I'm definitely excited about these two casting possibilities.
Yeah, it says they're in talks. I don't think there's been an update since, but we'll find out. Yeah,
the fact that you have Tom Hardy on board just says that this project could be more than what we fear it could be.
Oh, definitely. Like, that makes it like solid. Like, if Tom Hardy wasn't attached, I'd be like, I don't know if this movie's happening. But the fact that he agreed to do it, he already signed on.
Yeah,
this movie's coming for sure, and it doesn't have to be $100 million budget.
No.
It can be $60 million budget.
Sure.
They can do that. You just have to have Carnage and Venom fighting, because who else is he going to fight?
Yeah.
Come on. But yeah, I'm excited, and I hope these castings are true. That would be awesome. All right, for our last movie topic. So this is important, not because it's about a director in talks to direct Gambit, but the important thing is that the Gambit movie is still in development.
Yes.
That they're still working on it. So Gore Verbinski, he recently directed A Cure for Wellness. He has a couple other, like, not that that movie was acclaimed, it wasn't, but he has some high profile films on his list. But Gore Verbinski is being eyed to direct the Gambit movie. Like I said, the director being eyed for it isn't the story. The story is that they're still working on Gambit. So Gio, how do you feel about them still working on Gambit? And would you like Verbinski for the job?
I must be the only person in the world who's like really excited about a Gambit movie. He's most popular from the '90s cartoon show on Fox. But I think Channing Tatum, he doesn't get as many opportunities in Hollywood, and when he does, they're these like small roles, but they're memorable. Maybe Kingsman.
My most recent memory of Channing Tatum. I love Channing Tatum. He's amazing in the 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street. He's one of my favorite actors, but the reason why, because no spoilers for Kingsman: The Golden Circle, but the marketing makes you think he's in the movie for the whole time, but he's only in the movie for like 5 minutes. Anyways, that's why I was laughing.
Yeah, so I think it's the perfect casting. He's definitely a ladies' man, you know. Chicks love him.
Oh, yeah.
Female audiences. And I think he's just gotten better as an actor.
Definitely.
Going all the way back to
goodness.
Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher, he was amazing.
So I am excited for a Gambit movie. I'm hoping that it comes because Fox, with their solo movies, they've just been knocking it out of the park. They're 2 for 2.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
You know? And next you got the Deadpool sequel, and then possibly a Gambit movie.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the comments on my notes, but he came out. I was going to call him Gambit, but Channing Tatum came out and said something like he's glad they waited to do Gambit because now that they learned their lesson in putting out Deadpool and Logan, such different, diverse films with lower budgets that were such a success. If they would have put out Gambit like right after X-Men Apocalypse, like they probably would have made the mistake of making it feel just like the X-Men proper films, and also putting too much of a budget on it. They could make a Gambit movie for, if they really wanted to, they could make a Gambit movie for $40 million. Oh, yeah. They really could. I mean, Channing Tatum's probably going to be the most expensive piece on there. You know what? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I can't remember the name, but the movie that came out this year with Channing Tatum and Kylo Ren. Logan Lucky. Channing Tatum is amazing in Logan Lucky. Like Foxcatcher was like, damn, he can actually act, but can he prove it again? And then I know you haven't seen Logan Lucky, right?
No,
but dude, you have to watch Logan Lucky. It should be out on VOD by now. He's really good in that, and he's like the main lead.
Oh, okay.
He's really good.
I was hoping so.
So, that, and he's doing like a Southern accent in that movie. I know he would do a New Orleans accent for Gambit, which he's from New Orleans.
Cajun.
He's passionate about Gambit, so I do want to see him as Gambit.
Oh yeah.
Gore Verbinski, I was really excited for A Cure for Wellness.
Right.
Dane DeHaan I love Dane DeHaan. I think he's one of the best young actors working today. And I was so excited for that movie because I love psychological thriller horror movies. It reminded me of Shutter Island a little bit, the trailers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That movie was so weird. Like, weird can be good, but that movie was like too out there, and like it wasn't direct in what it was trying to say. It was like all over the place. I ended up thinking it was okay, but like if that's his most recent work and he's doing Gambit, he's a recognizable name in Hollywood, so that's something.
He's had experience in the blockbuster genre.
He's not my first choice, but it does give me hope that if they're moving forward. They got to do it with a small budget, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think we can both agree on that for sure. All right, well, moving on to TV connections. So this first topic, probably be me talking the most because you don't really watch the CW DC shows.
Connected.
So I'm just going to give Supergirl Season 3 airs tonight. So I'm just going to give, and we're recording this on Monday, which this episode will probably be up on Tuesday. So I'm a little late on that, but it's airing tonight, Monday night. And that will start the new seasons of the CW shows. So you have Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. Black Lightning is premiering, I think it's premiering this week or next week. And I'm not 100% sure if it's in this same universe. I hope it is because the Black Lightning show looks amazing. The trailers look amazing. Have you seen the trailers at all?
I've seen a couple like small clips.
So I think it's really cool because he's like a retired superhero, and his daughters, I think one of his daughters or both of his daughters have took on his powers.
Yeah.
And like, so his daughters have the powers, and he's retired, and he like comes out of retirement, and they're like a family of superheroes, like him and his daughters. So like that looks amazing to me. I hope it's tied into this. I understand wanting to have like a standalone TV show or superhero show or superhero movie, but I like when it's all connected together. So anyways, Supergirl airs tonight. I'm looking forward to Supergirl. I like the way it ended last season. I'm definitely looking forward to Flash because the way that ended last season, and I'm not going to talk spoilers. Arrow, here's the thing. Arrow Season 2 challenges Daredevil Season 2 for me as my favorite superhero comic book TV season of all time.
Right.
Like, for the longest time I debated, but then I was like, no, it's Daredevil Season 2 because that stairwell scene with the chain, oh my goodness. And then obviously the Punisher in there. But Arrow has fallen off so bad for me. Like, they had Laurel become
unfortunate.
The Black Canary, and then it's like, then they had all these newcomers come in. Look, I think Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen is the best performer on all of the shows, on all 4 shows. He's the most entertaining to watch as his character.
Right.
But the writing of Arrow has lost me a little bit. Legends of Tomorrow is fun because you have all these different characters from all the different shows combined together, and they're time traveling to different time eras every episode.
Right.
So I don't take that show that seriously. Like, it doesn't hurt me when one of the episodes are bad. Every bad episode of Arrow hurts me. So, but overall, I love all these shows, and I'm really excited to get into them. The new season. I'm glad I'm caught up because for somebody like you, it's like, oh my goodness, I would have to spend so many hours catching up. So like, I last minute binge watched the end of all of the last season, so I'm all caught up. I'm ready to get into it. I'm sure you don't have much thoughts on these shows.
It's unfortunate to hear about Arrow. I was caught up all the way till what's his name? Who's the guy with the black suit?
Damien Dark?
Yeah, Damien Dark.
Yeah,
and then a little bit after that.
See, that was the worst season for me. It did get honestly. All right, so we're on season 5 right now. So season 3 was the worst season. Are we on season 6? Whatever. The last season did improve. I will give you that. Prometheus, the villain, was a lot better than Damien Dark. He challenged Oliver. I did like Prometheus as the villain, but just like the side characters and the team members, I just want it to be Felicity, Arrow, and Diggle. Like, that's all I want. That's what made me fall in love with this show in season 1 and season 2.
Right.
But Slade Wilson's coming back, Manu Bennett as Deathstroke, so that's a huge positive.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to some Marvel TV. So this is kind of a touchy subject to talk about. So as you all know, the shootings in Las Vegas happened, and it kind of touched home for me because my dad lives in Vegas. He's fine, but it's like initially when you see that on the news, you're like, oh my god, like, you know, you're gonna call your dad or text your dad or whatever.
Right.
So those happened, and because of the shootings in Vegas, Marvel decided to pull the Punisher panel from New York Comic Con, and potentially that probably means that they're going to postpone the show. I want to ask you, Gio, do you think this is the right move for Marvel, and when do you think the show is going to premiere now?
Yeah, I think it's the only move for Marvel.
Oh yeah, they have to,
given what's going on. The very intense debate about gun control and all that. And if you rewatch the Punisher trailer, it's pretty much all guns. Gun firing and whatnot. So it's definitely a sensitive material, sensitive subject. And I wouldn't be surprised if they push it till... I mean, if it wasn't already coming out... Was it coming out next year?
It was supposed to come out, like, any time now. Because if you watch the trailers, the release date is flickering. It was supposed to come out in 2017.
Okay.
And people were speculating, like, late September, early October.
Right.
And they probably were going to announce the release date at Comic-Con, at New York Comic-Con. I'm pretty sure that's what was going to happen.
I'm not sure you release it around the holidays, maybe sometime early next year, probably.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, think about it. They had 3 shows already this year.
Oh, yeah?
They had was Luke Cage last year?
Yeah.
Luke Cage was last year. Yeah. But still, they had Luke Cage, like, in last October. Mm-hmm. Then they had Iron Fist and Defenders. They already had 2 shows this year. So they can wait. They can put it out. I don't know. It's a really touchy subject, honestly. I could either see them putting it out in November, which is kind of away from the holidays, and it gives it enough time away from the Las Vegas incident. But also, I could see them releasing it in February or something like that.
Sure.
Enough time away from whatever the next show is, which is probably Daredevil Season 3, which I'm so excited for.
Or Jessica Jones Season 2.
Yeah, probably. Man, we gotta learn our stuff. Anyways, it's not a light situation, but at the same time, it is fiction, so it's like we shouldn't, just because all these tragic things happen in the world doesn't mean we shouldn't still be creative and create fiction, Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's a great move by Marvel. It's smart of them to distance themselves. But I think if they release it in November, like, it's fine, If they would have released it, like, this week, like they probably were planning to, it probably would have been a little bit offensive.
Right.
But if they wait, like, 2 months, I think they're okay, honestly.
Okay.
All right, so this week in comics, I only have one comic to talk about. I've been a bit really busy, haven't been reading as many comics, but I want to talk about a comic that kind of meant a lot to me. As if you've been watching this show, if you've been following Apocalypse movies, I am a huge Power Rangers fan. So there's 2 Power Rangers comic book runs going on right now. One of them is Go Go Power Rangers, and it's the newer one. And it focuses around the team, like, right when they got their powers. And, like, right when they first... Some of them are already friends. Some of them are just meeting each other. And this comic stood out to me a lot because they did something really creative with it. And I don't want to get into too much spoiler territory, but these are light spoilers. You can consider them. So they did something. If you remember, if you watch the TV show, if you're a Power Rangers fan, you know what I'm talking about. The Bulk and Skull characters, the bullies at the high school in the original show, they're always bullying the Power Rangers at school. They don't know that they're the Power Rangers. They're just bullying the kids who are the Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. And the Skull is the skinnier one. And what they did in this comic is they set up a mythology where they had Billy and Skull were best friends when they were younger. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I saw that, I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. Because as we all know, when they get older, they basically hate each other because Skull's always picking on them. And there was just some really interesting moments. And now I'm like, what's going to happen with that? Now this thread can continue throughout the whole comic book run, which I'm really interested in. Another thing I'm interested in, I've talked about it before, is so they don't really know Kimberly. She's kind of the new girl at this time. And she's dating one of the jock guys who's like best friends with Zach. But this guy's not a Power Ranger. His name's Matt. And I think he's the star quarterback. And she's dating him now. And like they really like each other, and Tommy's not around yet.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because as soon as I read the first issue, I was like, oh, it's not going to end good with this guy, because if this comic is going to follow the regular mythology to where, like, you know, Tommy comes around and then there's a Tommy Kimberly thing, where is this guy? Why is he out of the picture? Either he moves away or he dies. So I'm really curious to see what happens with that character. So just a few reasons why I wanted to bring up that comic issue. If you're a Power Rangers fan, I highly recommend picking up Go Go Power Rangers. You can find the first 3 or 4 issues out in stores right now, or if you want to wait for the trades. If you want to wait for those trades, go pick up the trades for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which has like almost 30 issues in it right now. So yeah, that's my one comic for the week. I will pick up with the comic section next time with more comics to read, some more Star Wars stuff. I know they got Captain Phasma and Mace Windu stuff coming out, so we'll talk about that next time. Anyways, let's move on to our last segment of the show. We call it fan casting, where we get to choose any character who's not currently cast. So they can be someone like Catwoman, right? We've seen multiple Catwomen. Mm-hmm. But right now she's not cast in the DCEU. Mm-hmm. So that could be a possible pick. We could choose somebody we've never seen before. Like we've never seen... who have we never seen before in the movies? Any character. Whatever. Like last week I did Captain Marvel, right? We've never seen Captain Marvel in live action, right?
Nova.
So I last Comic Hero Talk I chose Brad Pitt as Captain Marvel. So you get the idea. So Gio, I want to hear your fan casting of this week. Let me hear it.
So my fan casting is a villain who we've seen twice now, Two-Face.
Okay, that's interesting.
And the actor I've chosen is Jon Hamm.
Oh, that's amazing.
Jon Hamm.
That's amazing. That's a good choice.
That's a good choice. Baby Driver. That guy can act. Okay, and he can play the smooth guy, the very charismatic, but he can also go to some dark places as well. Jon Hamm has history with Ben Affleck. The two were together.
In The Town.
The Town.
Oh man, so, now it's even getting better.
Oh yeah, I could see him playing that Harvey Dent kind of a gritty character, somebody who will get in your face and like any lawyer would, like any district attorney would. So I think it'd be a perfect fit. And Jon Hamm, he's just the dude's on fire right now.
And the ages match up too.
Oh yeah,
because you can't have a 25-year-old Harvey Dent.
Right.
I mean, you could if you want to go in that route. Like you have this young attorney who wants to take down the Batman or something like that. You never know.
Right.
But I would prefer them to be similar ages so they can like have a relationship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a great choice. Jon Hamm is amazing. I've been wanting him. He's on a Black Mirror episode on Netflix, and ever since I watched that, because I've never seen Mad Men, and this is before I watched Baby Driver, and I watched that episode on Black Mirror. I'm like, this guy has so much charisma, like he's amazing. And then I watched Baby Driver, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's incredible. Like, I know, like we're big superhero movie fans, right? But like to everybody else, maybe they don't like. Not every actor has to be in a superhero movie, but I would love for Jon Hamm to be in one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so my pick is going to be a little bit controversial because I'm choosing an actor to play the new Wolverine, right? And there's one circumstance that has to happen in order for him to play the Wolverine. And also, the actor that I'm choosing is an actor that people don't necessarily like. The general public has like a bad perception of, in a way, kind of. So, my choice to play the next Logan Wolverine is Robert Pattinson. Listen to me. Circumstances. He has to get buff. He has to bulk up, and he could do that.
Yeah, he can.
It's not impossible. He has to get ripped. You might be saying Robert Pattinson from Twilight. Yes, Robert Pattinson from Twilight. Why would you want him? Well, I just watched a movie a few months ago called Good Time, and he was amazing in that movie.
Yeah.
That movie, I think you would really like that movie. Actually, it deals with a brother relationship.
Oh, okay.
And like he's the whole, it takes place over like one night, and he's like trying to accomplish something like to save his brother in a way, and it's like it got to me a little bit. Like I really enjoyed that movie.
Right.
But his performance in that was amazing. Like I haven't seen this movie called The Rover, but
which I hear good things
I heard
about.
he's great in that.
Oh, yeah.
So look, you have everybody in the film world who have seen The Rover talking positively about Robert Pattinson. I thought he was great in Good Time, and he has the look. Watch, type in on Google Robert Pattinson Wolverine. They will have pictures pop up of like the animated Wolverine next to Robert Pattinson, or even Hugh Jackman next to Robert Pattinson with his facial hair. He has the look, and I don't know his exact height, but I know he's pretty tall.
Let me see if I can find.
Look, if they're gonna have an actor come in and say this is the same Wolverine,
6'1".
Yeah, I mean, I think Hugh Jackman is taller, but they can make. It's not like he's 5'10", you know.
Oh yeah.
So, if they're gonna have somebody come in and play the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, he has to have a similar look, a similar build. You know, you can't just have a 5'8" Wolverine all of a sudden like he shrunk.
Right.
You know, so that's my choice, Robert Pattinson for Wolverine. I think he could do it. He just has to bulk up. Like, he has to get like Zac Efron big, like, to do it.
It's any consolation. Robert Pattinson recently said that he was miserable making those Twilight movies. He did not like it.
Oh, he didn't look like he liked it.
Oh yeah.
And I bet you he signed on for like the 6-picture deal or whatever.
Right.
It was.
Thinking it's a big gig, and
I mean,
it's
it was.
like some.
Everyone knows who he is now.
Well, thinking it's going to be like, okay, these are going to be quality films, and
I know,
still think the last 3 are pretty damn good.
I haven't seen the last one. I didn't mind the first one, actually. I didn't mind the first one.
It's a movie that you can.
It feels like an indie film to me. Like, it's so low budget and like small. I don't think it's terrible. The second, third one, the fourth one, they're just terrible. So how would you feel? Let's say they announce it tomorrow, and they're like, Robert Pattinson's been hitting the gym. He's cast as our new Wolverine.
Look, I mean, nobody saw Heath. I mean, we can go back to Heath Ledger.
That's true.
The Joker. You know,
and
who saw that?
You're right.
You know?
I mean, even Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, people were like, who the hell is this Broadway guy? So you never know.
So casting controversies are nothing new. Everyone could hate all they want, but honestly, like, it's been proven so many times that we as audience, we as fans, sometimes don't know what we want, and until we see it on the screen. Robert Pattinson, the word around the web, the blogosphere, is that he has grown as an actor since those Twilight films. Water for Elephants, The Rover, even going back to, his first big...
I was going to say, you know what my favorite role of Robert Pattinson is? Goblet of Fire.
It's his first big,
Dude, he's good in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually good in that movie.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's my favorite Harry Potter movie, honestly.
So, if it were to happen, give it a chance. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm a fan of Robert Pattinson, both as a person and as a actor. So, I actually like your casting.
Cool. All right, well, that's going to wrap up Comic Hero Talk. Robert Pattinson as Wolverine. Now, I like your choice, too. John Hamm as Two-Face. That's amazing. I want to thank you for joining me today, Gio. Let them know where they can find you online.
You can find me on Twitter whenever I'm on there, at GeoDude90, Facebook, Gio Ramos, ApocalypseMovies.com. I'm re-jumpstarting my blogging career again, 1 post a day. Try to keep it small and gradually increase. So check that out, and subscribe. Apocalypse Movies, come on.
Definitely. Yeah. And I'm Jacob Bartley. You can find me on Twitter at JacobBartley_. Please subscribe to Apocalypse Movies if you like all things film, especially superhero movies and Star Wars. We talk about that stuff a lot. But we talk about all types of film. We got Oscar season. Like, we're right in it. I can't wait. My favorite time of year, honestly. And find us on iTunes. You can check us out on there. Our main shows, our reviews. Yeah, please, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.